What's good, everybody? Welcome back to AOE. Today we're talking about Predator Badlands. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
Area of entertainment.
Okay, so
Predator Badlands.
Predator Badlands has just dropped in theaters, directed by Dan Trachtenberg.
He directed
He directed Prey and Killer of
Killer
Killers.
of Killers.
So
the most recent.
this is his most recent Predator movie, and I feel like he's been hitting them back to back. Like,
yeah, I mean he's not missing. I
yeah.
mean, Prey was a straight to Hulu movie, but I think it would have done real well in theaters. But I think Prey kind of set the stage for him, and he kind of brought it back to form to where now the predators are hunting, and we're not going to some crazy other worlds, like the other Predator movies, like Alien versus Predator or whatnot.
All right, so
Predator Badlands, you follow Deck, who is a runt.
He hasn't earned his cloak yet, which is like the invisibility technology,
Right.
and it's like a whole thing where it's like, oh, like he's kind of like the weakest of the predators, kind of like of his clan, but still though it's like he's an adult, obviously.
And Predator or Yautja culture, they kill the weakest ones, and he's a runt, so he's definitely the smallest. He's smaller than all the other predators. He looks weaker. He's shorter than everybody else. So overall, Predator Badlands was a top tier movie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, in that top 5 range. Since we're talking about top 5, let's give our top 5 Predator movies of all time.
Hold on. You go first, and then I'll kind of like piggyback
right.
a little bit.
So my number 5 Predator movie, I'm gonna say, is gonna be Predator 2, where they're in the city.
Yeah. The city hunter.
My fourth one, I'm gonna say Predator. I think it's Predators, where they go to the planet, and then all of the humans come and they bring them to the new planet.
Yeah.
Number 3, I'm gonna say it's this movie, Predator Badlands.
Yeah.
Number 2, I'm gonna say Prey. And number 1, I'm gonna say the original Predator with Arnold.
Okay, let me think.
The only reason for that is more nostalgia, because that was the first one, and then we didn't get anything after for a long time.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. So number 5, I want to do Alien versus Predator, the first one, only because it's nostalgic for me, because that was the first movie that I saw with Predator and also Alien before I saw the Alien franchise and the Predator franchise.
Introduced you to
both.
It
introduced me, so that's just nostalgic right there.
Okay.
And then that's when I'm gonna do Prey, and then
number 4.
Yeah, Prey, and then Killer of Killers, and then Badlands, and then the first Predator.
Oh, okay. So our top 3 is a little different, I think.
Yeah, because I just feel like that the first Predator, like that's like the original, the classic one, where it's like you got Arnold in there. We got the kind of like the first time that we're seeing the Predator, like the jungle hunter. The jungle hunter, and we're seeing like how like he works. But still, though, I think Badlands second, because I think that's one of like,
it's really good.
Yeah, I think that's one of the, and then Killer Killers was great because it's kind of like multiple movies in one.
Right.
And then of course Prey, like you might think it's like 4, it's kind of low, but still 4 is really good because it's like
really low. It's low on a tier of top tiers.
Yeah.
Like,
but still though, it's like
it's still good
to look at the whole thing as a whole. It's like it's carved, but still that's kind of like my list is going. But still the Badlands though.
So with that being said, we both said Badlands is top tier, and you should definitely watch it because this movie gives you, it's a PG-13, but it doesn't cut back on gore or action.
Yeah,
like it's a real gory movie.
But it's not really a lot of gore.
It's not blood as in, human blood. It's like alien blood.
Yeah, we're gonna and like and some other stuff, but that's kind of spoiling a little bit.
So it's gory in the fact that they don't show blood, but there's other gore that.
And there's a reason why there is no blood.
Right. The movie keeps the pace consistent. It'll slow down a bit, but right when it's getting too slow, it jumps into action.
Yeah.
And then you're going from action to slow a little bit to action. And then the other good thing about this movie is that it's giving you all the backstory of the Yautja that we really don't get in movies.
Yeah.
Because they're always trying to like tell the human story.
And then
this one we're focused on the Yautja.
Yeah. And also they kind of like give them like a language too, kind of, which is kind of like
nice,
it's like we actually understand what they're saying and stuff. And it's not just like, oh, like they're just Like we're watching them and then they're just growling, and it's just like,
Right.
oh, we have kind of no idea what they're like. We could kind of see like, oh yeah, like he's kind of mad,
Yeah.
I guess.
And these are intelligent
But in this one, it's
aliens.
like, oh,
Yeah.
like we actually are hearing their language and their subtitles that you read and stuff. It's cool.
Yeah. So overall, I mean, my review on it is a great movie.
Is
you
it a
know?
Gollum?
No, it's not. It's not that bad. It's not a 1. It's not a 0. You know, I'll give it a solid 7.
I was gonna say 8.
Okay, so you got it as a great. I got it as a good. It's a good movie for me because you know it kept. I mean, good movies. A 7 is a good movie. You know what I mean? Like nothing has to be like just because it's a 7 doesn't mean it's a bad movie. It's a good movie to watch if you
Are a Predator fan, or a fan of the franchise.
fan, or if you like, you know, just want to see some action.
Yeah.
If you're an action fan. So Predator Badlands is a 7 out of 10 in my book.
Yeah.
It's a good movie, not the greatest movie. That's why it's, you know, not the number 1 on my book, but it is a good movie. So definitely check it out. You know, we can't really talk much about it without going into spoilers.
Yeah, this.
I mean, in the movie trailers, you do see like, you know, he teams up with the synth that doesn't have any legs.
Oh yeah.
So that's not a spoiler, but you know, it becomes more of a human story where like she's trying to break him down and, you know, learn more about him, and he's kind of using her as well. So yeah, so you know, AOE score 7 out of 10.
7.5 out of 10.
7.5 out of 10 because Dario had it at an 8
For
So-
specific reasons.
Well, go ahead. Why you got it higher than I?
I mean,
did?
like I said, it's always like a human versus a Yautja throughout every single movie, and then this is like the first time that we're seeing like the Yautja as like the main character, and it kind of gives like a different like way of looking at it, and also the whole point of like he has like a whole like story arc
right.
in the movie where it's like, not trying to get into spoilers, but like he kind of like thinks that a certain way of doing stuff is just
The right
that way.
Yep.
But then while he goes on this journey, he figures out that there's a different way of doing it, which I think is cool, and like kind of like shows like, dang, so like the Yautja aren't just like this type of tribe. They're like, they could like do this and stuff.
Right.
And also the way how they introduced like the weapons and stuff, that was cool, and how like towards like the end it kind of got cool. That's kind of like going into like my other
Yeah.
stuff and why I like it. But of
So,
course there
yeah.
are bad things though.
Yeah.
But that's like tiny bad stuff. But anyways, overall, that's just
just
what I
the way
like,
we
and
are.
that's why I give it an
So
8.
It's a good and bad movie.
Yeah,
There's some bad scenes.
not
know,
the
like,
tiny bad. No,
but
like
it's an
tiny
overall
stuff.
good movie. It's a good watch. So definitely go check it out, and let's get into spoilers.
Spoilers. He dies.
No, he don't.
Nobody dies. Basically the spoilers.
So the story of this movie is a revenge story.
Yeah, basically.
So Deck's brother.
yeah.
In the beginning, we see him and his brother kind of training.
Yeah, which
And we find
that's
out-
one of the coolest fights.
Yeah, the fight because it's 1-on-1 versus
Yeah.
the predators and stuff like that.
Which crazy thing is that like Deck really kind of holds his own though against his brother, kind
Yeah.
of.
Their training is finished and they're deciding on what's his first kill gonna be, and then his father shows up. So his father doesn't like Deck, and he wanted the brother to kill him, pretty much to purge him and, you know, get rid of him. And he shows up and he notices like, oh, you haven't done what I told you to do. Okay, I'm gonna go kill him myself. And the brother defends Deck, and you know he loses his life doing it.
Before he does that, his brother, he was like, oh, like every single Yautja has to be sent to like a planet
first hunt,
so for his first hunt and bring back like the head of
trophy.
like that person. And it kind of that kind of explains a lot of lore and like the Predator franchise, because then it's like, oh shoot, like Wolf and all these like different, actually wait, like
They collect all the trophy heads. That's why in the ship you see all the heads. Like
yeah,
the
so like
T-Rex
it's
and
crazy to
stuff.
think, because if you go all the way back to like the first Predator movie with Arnold and like the first like Jungle Hunter, it's like, oh shoot, like he was sent there probably for his first hunt to like
Right.
to like capture or kill one of these like, you know, like people and like get them.
there's
and stuff.
different lore on what
Yeah.
their first hunt is. I mean, if you look at Alien versus Predator,
And that too.
the aliens are the first hunt.
Yeah, it's
So
like
it depends on what part of the franchise you're talking about. In this one, they get sent to they actually choose their first prey.
Yeah, like they choose.
And Deck chooses, you know, the strongest creature.
Yeah, I forgot what it's
the
called.
callus.
Yeah, the callus, and it's like his
The
brother's
callus.
like, oh, like even father fears it, which means that this thing is like hard to kill. And then Deck is like, oh yeah, like that's gonna be my first one. I want to get it. But then his brother's like, nah, like you can't. and he like forbids him, and that's the
up,
father shows up, kills his brother.
Kills his brother, but before he kills him, the brother tells him like, you know, bring back the trophy.
Yeah, like
you know,
like,
so you can prove to everybody
he's
who
like,
you are.
He's like, bring it home, and then he types on the thing, and then the ship flies away.
So yeah, fast forward a little bit. You know, we don't want to tell the whole story. We definitely want you guys to go watch the movie, but you know, a little bit of more spoilers is that he enters the planet, and it's the most deadliest planet in the universe. And
quote
he
unquote
finds,
Badlands.
Yeah. So he ends up finding some synths. So he finds the one synth that you see in the trailer.
Yeah.
And you know, she's from Wayland, Utah.
Yeah, which crazy.
Ties in aliens.
So like a quick shout out to Kev, but before like the movie, Kev was saying like, yo, like, is there gonna be any like alien
or xenomorphs?
Or well, he was like, is there any alien references?
Yeah.
And then we were like, nah, there isn't. And he was like, oh man, like I'm gonna get a refund. And then in the movie, like when that happened,
they even showed it in the trailer though when her eyes flickered. So they did reference it in the trailer, but you know, we find out in this planet, Wayland Yutani has sent all these synths to collect species.
Yeah,
and the Callus is their number one because, you know, spoilers, the Callus is a regenerative beast.
And that's why it's so hard to kill is because if you cut off its head, it'll just
reattach it.
It'll just regenerate, reattach it. And throughout the movie, though, it's kind of like an adventure type of thing in a sense of like, oh, you got Deck. He has the android, I guess. Yeah. Like he has it. Like she's like tells him like, oh, like I don't have to be like, you know, a person to help you because of course predators like they can't get help
alone,
but like she said I could be a tool, and then he's like, oh come on, tool, blah blah.
So he refers to her as a tool, and that kind of bypasses the traditional predator hunting because he refers to her as a tool. So it's like, all right, I could use you.
And then throughout the whole movie it's like he's going through the land and like she's like kind of like telling him like, oh, like these creatures that spit acid, but realistically they're just hungry. So then she has like these like little like, I don't know, like beans or something, and then she's like, oh yeah, and
her job in this planet was she was behind a desk and study. She was a study robot, which was pretty much her only function was to learn the creatures and kind of
that's why she knows so much. Another big character, Bud.
So Bud is a little creature that, you know, at first they're at odds with each other.
Yeah, like we kind of don't know what it is. It's like a monkey looking thing, and we kind of like see him because they kind of like, it's kind of like there's this like monster, like not mammoth. A monster,
it's like a mammoth.
It's like a mammoth type creature that like she tells him like, oh, that's like what like the Callus eats, and then Prairie's like, oh, or Deck, he's like, oh, like if the Callus eats it, then I'm gonna eat it. So like that, and then we meet Bud, which is this little monkey type of thing, and it's like it can like make his skin like hard and stuff.
Right.
And then it's like this leaves or razor blades.
Grass.
Yeah, the grass is like razor and stuff.
So, you know, this planet has danger everywhere.
Basically.
Even the grass has razor blades. The trees are, you know,
have like
humanoid. I mean, not humanoid.
June bugs or something like that, which are giant creatures. But
everywhere you go on this planet is like trying to kill you. So.
But we meet Bud, and like Bud sees that Deck kills one of these creatures, and then Bud spits on him.
Yeah, he imprints.
And then the android, she's like, oh, like Bud spit on you because that means that she's put you in her clan now, like you're officially in her clan. He kind of like, oh, I don't have one, and then that's a whole backstory.
One of the things about this movie that I didn't like is the humor. Like they put humor in
I think they try to force the humor a little bit.
Right, so like that was why I had to knock it down on my score, is because they added humor to a Predator movie, which sometimes it could work. Sometimes they kind of pushed it a little too much here. Like, you know, some of the Bud stuff. Bud was like the little creature. He was like the Grogu.
Yeah, basically. Oh yeah, like
they try to make it like the franchise.
Oh, that's what people are saying, that like this is kind of like a Mandalorian film,
right?
In a sense, where it's like, oh yeah, we got the main guy being like a badass, all that stuff, Hunter the Mandalorian, and then like we have the little creature that's being cute and probably gonna sell like the most like merchandising.
So I don't know if this movie's gonna start a whole merch scene,
but like you never know. Like
I think it did well enough to warrant the sequel, which this movie sets up.
Yeah.
So towards the end,
the main villain is it's like her sister kind of, but it's technically a copy. It's a copy of like what this other android is, and it's like she was like damaged by like the Callus, and then like the company, they're like, oh, like blah blah, like there's a Yautja, make sure to get the Callus, and basically she's like the evil version of what
just talking to
that is. And then I think one of the coolest scenes though towards the end is when like Deck is like full on like, oh, like I have to like go save her,
right? And he adapts,
and then he adapts to literally, and that's one of the coolest scenes because it's like that's when he learns that, spoilers, but Bud like
the baby
of the Callus, which is like, dang, like, so like he's a part of the Callus's like clan now, and I think that's like the coolest like kind of thing. But then he kind of adapts and kind of like he like learns throughout the movie, like what he's learned throughout the movie on how like certain things and like how like this thing
certain
is that
bug, yeah.
He adapts. So like he like takes these things and he uses them, and I think like
it's almost like a suit up scene.
I think that is the jungle predator. Like
predator in general.
No, but I think that like I know the first movie with Arnold, like that's considered the jungle hunter, but it's like this Deck, he was the jungle hunter because it's like, yo, he had like the skin of the bison as a mask, and it looked like a skull, and then he's using the animal that spits acid, and like it's like his pet, and also he's using like the tusk of like one of the animals. He's using like the bugs and stuff, the razor glass as a whip. Like I think that whole scene of like him like using that and all that was just like the coolest thing because he was an actual jungle hunter. And then
pretty much where Arnold is using the jungle, and in the first Predator movie,
making traps and stuff, like that's literally what
this is.
That's like, I think that's just like the coolest thing.
And he's making his own weapons with the tools he has around him,
and then
at the end they do set up a sequel, pretty much.
Where
Deck fights his father and he gets the upper hand on him,
and then he earns his cloak, which is the invisibility tech, and he literally he doesn't decapitate his father. Bud does, and Bud is kind of like a grown, like he's not small anymore, he's like more grown. And then also the android is there, and that's like their little clan. And then it teases
his mom,
Deck's mom, which
we never
crazy thing is Arnold in a dress comes out of the spaceship. Nah.
The crazy thing is we haven't seen a female Yautja yet.
So like
hopefully this movie does great in the box office, which they're saying it is so far. And we get that sequel. So, you know what? We'll catch you on the sequel.
Yeah, and another thing is that I kind of like the weapons, too, that they kind of introduced in this one. Because we see like a new type of, like, sword. Because it's not always, like...
the plasma sword.
Yeah, it's not always, like, the wrist, like, blades, which are, like... they're cool on its own, but the black plasma sword was cool because like
it was cool, but it kind of gave off too much Star Wars.
Yeah, but like there's always new alien technology that they're introducing. Even in Star Wars, like they introduce a whole bunch of stuff in that movie, in those movies, and like different like sequels and stuff. So in this one, it's like, okay, like we know like the Yautja are alien technologies and like have alien technology, so it's like, oh, like they could have swords that are like that, or and even like the scene where when he's like when he first arrives, he's like making sure everything and like he has like he has grenades that
are freeze grenades.
Yeah, they're like freeze grenades that are cool, and like he also has like a bow and arrow type of thing, which is actually in the video game. I think that's like a little reference to that, which is cool.
Yeah.
And
so, that's Predator Badlands.
But yeah, Predator Badlands was a really good movie.
Really good movie, action heavy. If you're a Predator fan or action movie fan, definitely go see it.
All right, guys, that's the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed us reviewing Predator Badlands. It was a great movie.
Don't forget to go watch the movie.
Yeah, don't forget to go watch the movie. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and click the little bell to get notified on every video that we do. I'm Dario. This is Ray. This is AOE, and we're out. Peace.